So, politics in video games. It's a discourse that happens every now and then. As of writing this video, December 1st, 2023, the latest politics and video game discourse was surrounding the iconography found in Spider-Man 2. You know, the game that Tears of the Kingdom is going to be at the Game Awards. That's Spider-Man 2. Tears of the Kingdom sweep, Tears of the Kingdom sweep. Anybody? I pray to the almighty gods of work ethic and editing talent I get this out before the Game Awards. It feels like every few months the discourse of politics in the industry comes up. This is how it usually goes. A conservative will say, "Keep politics out my games, I want my escapism." Then leftists will smarmily retort back with, "But all art is political. What about Skyrim and Metal Gear Solid?" They'll keep saying this back to each other ad infinitum. I think this debate is not being held properly, and that both sides are not correct, but also correct at the same time. I'll get to that later. And therefore, both sides are wrong about this specific issue. Why is this debate being wrongly had? It's because people do not know what politics, political debate, and pandering actually mean, because they've just been just mashed into the ground, just buzzsawed into your head, just spammed like spam. I will explain all three in the following part of this video. Part 1. What is a politics, anybody? You got an answer? Anybody in the audience? When you say a word, its boundaries aren't exactly crystalline clear. When we say the word sandwich, for example, we don't know the exact boundaries. Are hot dog sandwiches? Where does the sandwich end and a hot dog begin? If I take an eraser and put it between two bread slices, did I make myself a sandwich? You know, classic ship of Theseus. I don't think hot dogs are sandwiches. I'm not a Confederate sympathizer. But when we say a sandwich, we have a good idea of what a sandwich is. Bread, mayonnaise, cheese, lunch meat, and vegetables or legumes. So in every definition, even though some lines may be murky and unclear, the definitions are still real, and the words should still be used. Keep that in mind when you debate about definitions. I define politics as the discussion or debate on how society and or the government should be run. If something is not discussing or debating how society should be run, then it is not political. If you have a different definition of politics, enter it in the comments. I love to hear all your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'll like and heart every single one because you're so cool. So, here are some examples of some things are political and not political. Fox News, yeah, that's political. It's discussing and debating how society should operate. Political debates, like, for example, I'm filming this 12/6/2023. A debate's happening right now on Fox News. Yeah, that's political for obvious reasons. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, not political. It's not discussing or debating how society should be run and operated. Let's say a Haribo pack of gummies, not political. It isn't discussing or debating how society should be ran or operated. So now that we know what politics is, we can get into part 2. Part 2. Addressing all art is political. Though, if you hear somebody say, all art is political actually, and everything is political, They don't have a solid grasp of definitions. So, politics, if it can encompass literally everything, then you need to rethink your definition. Like, if your definition of cotton can cover from your Nintendo Switch to your lamp, to a poster on your wall, to a TV, to the air that you breathe, then you need to rethink what. So no, not all art is political. I will give an inch to my opposition, because they're at least trying to poke at what I think is a really good point in understanding this. Anything, it can be made into a political issue if you just really try hard enough and put the effort in to just politicize something that really didn't need to, like, just to be annoying. For example, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. In each Pokemon game, there are 8 bosses known as gym leaders who all specialize in a specific element. In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the final gym leader is a man named Grusha. Grusha looks very feminine, let's say girly for a man. It could have just stayed there. Then people did a politics. And then people got mad about a more feminine looking man in a Pokemon game, because that's modern America for you. Which is probably how you look playing Pokemon. Yeah, I see you. I'm living in your walls. People made this an issue about feminine men in the culture or something. People were debating. That is an example of something that didn't need to be made into a political battleground for the culture war. That really didn't need to. It just didn't. Okay? Why? So that's why the phrase, "everything is political, bro, just get with the times," should be changed to, "anything can be political, as long as you have the will to make media analysis a pain in the rump for everybody on your Twitter timeline. After all, you have a Twitter account, so you always have a chance to take 1 mile detail, 1 mile, and make it about whatever you're thinking about." Shout out to all the goats in the audience who somehow got the obscure quote that I was trying to reference. So no, not everything is political. I would like to take this moment to say that staying silent about political issues in moments are entirely irrelevant to the moment at hand. If I'm holding a concert or something, I don't need to talk about whatever war, protest, or injustice is going on. If you want to talk about it on your own volition, and talk about as many protests and wars and injustices as you want. If Taylor Swift stopped in the middle of her concert to start talking about World War II and the Stonewall riots by her own free will, then I would applaud her for doing something so funny of her own free will. But if she was pressured into it, then I would have been confused and mildly upset. Not even a Swiftie. Even after all that, I still think politics has a place in certain stories, like Metal Gear War, Skyrim, and its nobility. You know, stories like that. Part 3. Keep politics out my games. The opposite answer to make every game political until the depressing weight crushes you. We have the opposite. Have absolutely no politics in any video game ever. I think this opposite extreme is quite misguided, considering we don't even want that. What people actually want is less pandering, the excessive catering to certain groups of people, usually with an ulterior motive similar to profit, you know? What we see with modern media is political virtue signaling. For example, what Midfield did with its pronouns made you select pronouns just to not use them. It was some weird minor annoyance meant for people in Corpo America who put pronouns in their bio. Also, ESG scores. If you like putting that in your bio, it's okay, but when you make other people do it, and that's when we raise questions. What the people... Also, oh yeah, Starfield pronouns. Mild annoyance, not worth throwing a chair over. What people want are stories that explore multiple ideologies, with the hero and villain both having their own ideology and amazingly deep and complex characters. No, don't exclude politics from every game. Just make games more smart. Part 4, Conclusion Final Revelation. My found belief is a moderately right-wing one on this issue. I'm fine with politics being in gaming. The problem comes when it just comes down to simplistic, dumbed-down pandering where it doesn't belong. Like, for example, this hasn't happened to Pokemon yet, but let's say Pokemon. If a bunch of weirdos were to come and say, oh yeah, this should pander to my beliefs, whether it come from left wing or right wing, but more often than not it comes from left wing viewers, demand it be changed to fit their worldview, then you shouldn't give in to their commands. Of course, we should still welcome people who are genuinely interested, like, for example, people who had a fun time Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and really want to join the community and have fun. But that's what happens when we're dealing with actual fans. But we shouldn't let those posers in. Okay? Don't fake. Okay, don't be a faker. Not just in fandoms, but in life. Be real. Ina Behair, out.